Hi, I'm Carlos Mendoza and welcome to Leading Leaders. On today's topic, we're going to be focusing on educational leaders. Presented by yours truly, Carlos Mendoza. Let's first take a look at international leaders. First on the list, Madeha Murshid. So, who is Madeha Murshid? Madeha Murshid is a prominent figure in the field of education in Bangladesh, known for her leadership roles in several educational institutions and initiatives. She is the managing director of Scholastica, a well-regarded educational institution in Dhaka that follows a British-based curriculum. Additionally, she oversees the Aurora International School, which offers the International Baccalaureate IB program. Her efforts focus on curriculum transformation, emphasizing evidence-based approaches to enhance literacy and overall educational outcomes. So, what are her accomplishments? Madeha recently opened the Aurora International School in Bangladesh, which teaches an international curriculum designed to build global competency skills for all its students. Since 2008, she has served as the managing director of Scholastica, a well-regarded English medium private school in Bangladesh. Madeha graduated from Columbia University School of International and Public Affairs in 2002 with a master's in international affairs and a concentration in economic and political development. What are Madeha's advocacies? Despite income levels, social backgrounds, types of schools, and language or cultural differences, there are archetypes of teachers that hold true across national boundaries. In coming back and working here, I realized that East and West are not so far apart as they sometimes seem. That is Madeha's advocacy as an educational leader. Now, let's take a look at her impacts on her people and myself. Madeha Murshid has made a significant impact on education in Bangladesh and internationally as managing director of Scholastica and Aurora International School. She has improved educational quality by enhancing literacy and implementing innovative teaching methods. Her work benefits her community by providing better educational opportunities and preparing students for modern challenges. Her dedication to education serves as an inspiration for lifelong learning and excellence. Now, let's take a look at how Madeha's style of leadership. Madeha Murshid's leadership style is best described as transformational. She focuses on curriculum transformation and innovation in education, emphasizing continuous improvement and evidence-based approaches to teaching. Her leadership at Scholastica, an Aurora International School, involves motivating and inspiring her team to adopt best practices and strive for educational excellence. Now let's take a look at the next educational leader, Dr. Muhammad Khalifa. So, who is Dr. Muhammad Khalifa? Dr. Muhammad Khalifa is a prominent professor of educational administration and the executive director of urban and rural initiatives at the Ohio State University. He is recognized for his research and advocacy in culturally responsive school leadership, or CRSL, focusing on how school leaders can better serve minoritized students by creating inclusive and supportive educational environments. Let's take a look at Dr. Khalifa's accomplishments. He has published 4 books and over 50 other publications in some of the most highly rated journals in education. His most recent book, Culturally Responsive School Leadership, Harvard University Press, 2018, is a top seller and is being used in over 100 leadership training programs across the US and Canada, as well as other parts of the world. Dr. Khalifa has also engaged in educational projects in Africa, Latin America, and Asia. He is known for conducting equity audits in school districts to address achievement gaps and promote equity reforms. So, what is Dr. Khalifa's advocacy as an educational leader? Dr. Muhammad Khalifa's leadership and scholarship influence educational practices by promoting culturally responsive and equitable education systems globally. So, what has his been impact on his people? Dr. Muhammad Khalifa has had a big impact on his people. He's known for his work in education and leadership. He helps teachers and school leaders understand culturally diversity and create inclusive environments. His ideas inspire positive change in schools and communities. Many people feel empowered and supported because of his work. So, what is Dr. Khalifa's style of leadership? Dr. Muhammad Khalifa's leadership style is also best described as transformational. He focuses on inspiring and empowering school leaders to create culturally responsive and equitable educational environments. His work emphasizes systemic change, motivating educators to adapt practices that recognize and value the diverse cultural backgrounds of students. By conducting equity audits and promoting anti-oppressive education, Dr. Khalifa seeks to transform schools into inclusive spaces where all students can thrive. Now, let's take a look at our third international educational leader, Dr. William Gaudeli. So, what is Dr. William's biography? Dr. William Gaudeli is an esteemed educator and scholar, currently serving as the Dean of the College of Education at Lehigh University. His career spans over 30 years, during which he has been a classroom teacher, researcher, professor, and academic administrator, including over 80 scholarly articles and 3 books. And before joining Lehigh, he was a professor and chair of the Department of Arts and Humanities at Teachers College, Columbia University. Dr. Gaudeli's research focuses on global citizenship, education, and teacher development, and he has published extensively on these topics. So what are Dr. Gaudeli's accomplishments? As the Dean of the College of Education at Lehigh University, he has focused on preparing students for an increasingly interconnected world. He previously served as a professor and chair of the Department of Arts and Humanities at Columbia University's Teachers College, where he oversaw numerous academic programs and initiatives. Dr. Gaudeli has also published extensively on global citizenship, education, and is the author of several books on the topic. He co-founded the Global Competence Certificate Program, which provides professional development for educators to foster global teaching and learning. So, what are his advocacies as an educational leader? He emphasizes the importance of addressing educational inequities and supporting teacher development, aligning with his selection as an Impact Academy Fellow by Deans for Impact, which recognizes leaders committed to educational equity. Dr. William has significantly impacted people by promoting global citizenship, education, and equity in schools. As the Dean of the College of Education at Lehigh University, he has helped prepare future educators to understand and teach about global issues, making education more inclusive and culturally aware. One of Dr. Godley's impact on education is his work with Global Competence Certificate Program, which has equipped teachers with the skills to foster global learning, benefiting students worldwide. Through initiatives like the Impact Academy Fellowship, he supports educational leaders in addressing inequities, ensuring all students have access to quality education. Dr. William Godley's leadership style is also best described as transformational. He focuses on inspiring and empowering educators to embrace global citizenship and equity in their teaching practices. By promoting innovative programs like the Global Competence Certificate and participating in initiatives such as the Impact Academy Fellowship, he encourages educational leaders to create inclusive and culturally responsive learning environments. He encourages educational leaders to create inclusive and culturally responsive learning environments. His approach aims to drive systematic change in education, motivating others to adopt new perspectives and strategies that prepare students for a complex, interconnected world. Now, let's move on to our fourth educational leader, who is Petteri Elo. So, who is Petteri Elo? Petteri Elo is a Finnish direct educator and founder of Now, a consulting company focused on educational practices. He has extensive experience in education, teaching, training, and curriculum development. Petteri is also known for his dynamic and engaging professional development sessions, which he has conducted globally, including in the Middle East and the United States. He also served as a Fulbright scholar in Virginia, where he worked with local educators and universities to incorporate Finnish educational practices. So, what is Petteri Elo's accomplishments? He is a highly accomplished educator and consultant from Finland. He has extensive background in teaching, training, and hands-on pedagogical and curriculum development experiences. Elo has worked internationally, providing professional development sessions and consulting on strategic pedagogical projects in the Middle East and the United States. He has also collaborated with Finnish education expert companies and facilitated educational tours for international groups visiting Finland. His work has been recognized for its innovative approach to pedagogy and curriculum implementation. So what is Elo's advocacy on education? Elo advocates for student-centered education, particularly through phenomenon-based learning, which encourages students to explore and research real-world phenomena through and across multiple subjects. His efforts aim to transform traditional teaching methods, fostering critical thinking, creativity, and collaboration among students. So, what are his impacts on the field of education and his people? Petteri Elo has made a significant impact on education by promoting and implementing innovative teaching methods like phenomenon-based learning. His work also helped students engage in real-world interdisciplinary projects that make learning more relevant and interesting. So what is Petteri Elo's style of leadership? Petteri Elo's leadership style is primarily transformational. He focuses on inspiring and empowering educators to adopt innovative student-centered teaching methods like phenomenon-based learning. Elo also emphasizes real-world problem-solving and interdisciplinary learning, encouraging teachers to move beyond traditional instruction and engage students in meaningful ways. Last but not the least for our international leaders, it is Dana Bushbinder Oron. So Dana is a Mexican educator known for her work in education and community development. She founded Educar ONU in 2012, aiming to improve education and empower communities. Dana's programs like the Leadership and Innovation Laboratory encourage critical thinking and problem solving among youth. Her efforts have gained her national and international recognition, including being named a young global leader by World Economic Forum. Dana continues to inspire others to make a positive impact in their communities. So let's move on to taking a look at Dana's accomplishments as an educational leader. She has achieved significant accomplishments in education and social entrepreneurship. She founded Educar Uno in 2012, introducing innovative educational programs like the Leadership and Innovation Laboratory, which fosters critical thinking and creativity in students. Her work has earned her recognition, including being named a young global leader by the World Economic Forum, and Dina's efforts have empowered countless young people and communities, inspiring positive change on both local and global scales. So, what is her advocacy as a leader? She is an advocate for transformative education and community empowerment. She believes in the power of education to create positive change and is committed to providing innovative learning and opportunities that foster critical thinking, creativity, and social responsibility among young people. She also advocates for the importance of empowering marginalized communities, ensuring that everyone has access to education and opportunities for growth. Through her advocacy, she strives to create a more equitable and inclusive society where everyone can thrive. So, what is her impact on her people? Dina has had a profound impact on people, particularly young students and marginalized communities. Through her organizations like EduCore Ono and its innovative programs, she has empowered individuals by fostering critical thinking, creativity, and social responsibility. By providing hands-on learning experiences and encouraging problem-solving skills, Dana has helped countless young people realize their potential and become agents of positive change in their communities. Her work has not only transformed education but has also inspired individuals to make a difference in the world around them. So, what is Dana Bushbinder's style of leadership? Dana aligns with the style of transformational approach. She inspires and motivates others by articulating a compelling vision for positive change in education and community development. Dana empowers her team and the community she serves, encouraging creativity, innovation, and collaboration to achieve shared goals. And rather than relying solely on traditional structures or incentives, she fosters a sense of purpose and ownership among her followers, driving them to excel and make meaningful contributions to their communities. Now, let's move on to our local educational leaders in the Philippines. First up is Leonor Magtoles Briones. So who is Leonor Briones? Leonor Magtoles Briones is a Filipino educator and public servant known for his significant contributions to the country's education system. Born on October 16, 1940, she has held various important roles, including serving as the Secretary of Education in the Philippines from 2016 to 2022. Briones is recognized for her efforts in promoting access to quality education and implementing reforms to improve the educational landscape in the Philippines. With a strong background in public finance and administration, she has also been a professor and has worked with various government and international organizations to advance educational policies and practices in the Philippines. So, let's take a look at Briones' accomplishments as an educational leader in the Philippines. She has achieved many notable accomplishments in her career. As Secretary of Education in the Philippines from 2016 to 2022, she led significant reforms to improve the country's education system, including enhancing the K-12 program and promoting the use of technology in schools. She has also been a professor and advocate for fiscal responsibility. Having served as National Treasurer of the Philippines, she has worked with various international organizations to advance education policies and has been recognized for her contributions to public service and education, helping to make education more accessible and effective for Filipino students. So what is Leonor Magtoles Briones' advocacies for quality and accessible education for all Filipinos? She focuses on improving the education system through reforms such as the K-12 program and integrating technology into classrooms. Briones also emphasizes fiscal responsibility and transparency in education funding. Her goal is to ensure that every Filipino child has the opportunity to receive a good education, which she believes is the key to national development and reducing poverty. Through her work, she strives to create an inclusive and equitable educational environment in the Philippines. Now, let's discuss her impact on the people of the Philippines and its education system. Briones has had a significant impact on the people of the Philippines by improving the education system. Her leadership in implementing the K-12 program and enhancing the quality of education these reforms have provided more Filipino students with better. Briones has had a significant impact on the people of the Philippines by improving the education system. Her leadership in implementing the K-12 program and promoting the use of technology in schools has helped enhance the quality of education. These reforms have provided more Filipino students with better learning opportunities, preparing them for higher education and future careers. Briones is also committed to fiscal responsibility, has also ensured that education funds are used effectively, benefiting the students and teachers alike. Her work has made education more accessible and equitable, positively affecting many lives across the country. So, what is Leonor Magtoles Briones' style of leadership as a educational leader in the Philippines? She focuses on inspiring and motivating others to achieve significant improvements in the education system. Briones is known for her vision of providing quality and accessible education for all, and she works to empower educators, students, and communities to reach this goal. Her leadership style also involves implementing meaningful reforms, fostering innovation, and encouraging collaboration among stakeholders. By addressing both the academic and administrative aspects of education, she creates a sense of purpose and direction that drives positive change and development in the education landscape of the Philippines. Now, let's take a look at our second local educational leader, who is Sara Zimmerman Duterte Carpio. Sara Duterte, commonly known as Inday Sara, is a Filipino politician and lawyer, born on May 31, 1978. She is the daughter of former Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte. Sara served as the mayor of Davao City, a position she held for multiple terms, demonstrating strong leadership and a focus on local development and public safety. Known for her tough stance on crime and her efforts to improve social services, she has been a prominent figure in Philippine politics. In 2022, she was elected as the Vice President of the Philippines, continuing her family's political legacy while advocating for national development and public welfare. So, what are Sarah's accomplishments as an educational leader in the Philippines? As a mayor of Davao City, she focused on improving public safety, social services, and local infrastructure, earning praise for her effective governance. She initiated programs to support education, healthcare, and women's rights, and worked to attract investments to the city, boosting its economic development. In 2022, Sarah was elected Vice President of the Philippines, where she continues to advocate for national development, educational reform, and public welfare. Her leadership in Davao City and her role as a Vice President have solidified her reputation as a strong and dedicated public servant. So, what is her advocacy as an educational leader? She advocates for public safety, education reform, and national development. As mayor of Davao City, she prioritizes reducing crime and improving social services. She supports initiatives to enhance education, healthcare, and women's rights, aiming to create a safer and more prosperous community. As Vice President of the Philippines, she continues to focus on these areas, working to implement policies that promote national development and improve the quality of life for all Filipinos. Her advocacy reflects her commitment to building a secure and thriving nation. Sara Zimmerman Duterte Carpio has made a positive impact on education, particularly during her time as mayor of Davao City. She implemented programs to improve the quality of education, such as upgrading school facilities and providing support for teachers and students. She also prioritized initiatives that aim to increase access to education for disadvantaged communities. And as a vice president, she continues to advocate for education reform on a national level, focusing on policies that enhance learning opportunities and education outcomes for Filipino children. Her efforts have helped create a better educational environment, benefiting many students and educators. Sara Duterte's style of leadership leans towards a combination of transformational and transactional approaches. She demonstrates transformational leadership by inspiring and motivating others with her vision for positive change, particularly in areas such as public safety and social services. At the same time, she exhibits transactional leadership by implementing practical strategies and initiatives to achieve specific goals, such as crime reduction and infrastructure development. Her hands-on approach to governance and focus on delivering tangible results reflect elements of both styles, enabling her to effectively lead and make an impact in her community and the nation. Now let's move on to our third local educational leader, Gina O. Gono. So who is Gina O. Gono? After serving as director of RCTQ for 6 years, Dr. Gunung has been appointed as Undersecretary for Curriculum and Instruction of the Department of Education, or DepEd. Dr. Gunung's career has been dedicated to the support and improvement of Philippine education. She was a classroom teacher, an associate professor in the area of linguistics, and an academic administrative official. In 2013, she became deputy director and then director of RCTQ, the only research organization in the country devoted to improving teacher quality. And for over 9 years, she worked closely with leaders and staff of the Deputy Office of the Secretary, the Bureau of Human Resource and Organizational Development, BHROD, and the National Educators Academy of the Philippines, NEAP, and the Teacher Education Council, TEC Secretariat. She also supported DepEd regional directors and their staff, and various DepEd divisions and schools to ensure that policies or materials developed with RCTQ assistants were responsive to the needs of teachers and school leaders, and were shaped by the voice of the profession. So what are her accomplishments? In March 2022, Dr. Gunung was honored as the 2022 chairholder of the prestigious Bonifacio P. Sibayan Distinguished Professional Chair in Applied Linguistics. The award was conferred via a virtual program by the Linguistic Society of the Philippines, or LSP, the premier linguistics organization in the country, in cooperation with the Philippine Normal University, or PNU. Dr. Gunung has also led collaborations with the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, Ministry of Basic, Higher and Technical Education, or BARMM-MBHTE, through the Education Pathways to Peace program supported by the Australian government. She led the RCTQ team in the conduct of the mapping study of teacher education institutions, or TEIS, serving the BARMM, which aimed to gather baseline information and about tertiary teacher education in BARMM. On higher education, she jointly led a project called Curriculum Quality Audit, or CQA, in PNU to ensure that the minimum standards based on the PPST are met in teacher education programs. The project later on expanded to support 23 Centers of Excellence, or COEs, across the country, with expectations that these COEs will help school colleges to improve their curriculum. So what is Dr. Gunung's advocacy as an educational leader? She advocates for comprehensive reforms that address the diverse needs of Filipino students, teachers, and school administrators. Her advocacy encompasses initiatives to enhance curriculum standards and provide professional development opportunities for educators, and improve infrastructure and resources in schools. Through her leadership and dedication, Dr. Gunung strives to create an educational system that empowers students, supports teachers, and fosters lifelong learning for all. So, what are her impacts as an educational leader. Dr. Gunung's coordination and engagement with DepEd, CHED, and the Technical Working Group on Teacher Quality contributes toward the operationalization of existing standards so that our teachers will be globally competitive and nationally responsive to the needs of our Filipino learners. So what is Dr. Gunung's style of leadership? She leads by making important changes, promoting new ideas, and urging different groups to work together. She looks at both teaching and managing schools to make sure everyone knows that they are working towards, which helps improve education in the Philippines. And this can be classified as the transformational approach in the four different styles of leadership. So who is our next local educational leader? He is Junior Prospero E. De Vera III. Junior Prospero E. De Vera III is a Filipino educator and public servant known for his contributions to higher education in the Philippines. Born in 1959, he has held various positions in academia and government. De Vera has served as the president of the University of the Philippines, also known as UP, from 2020 to 2022, where he worked to enhance the university's research and academic programs. Prior to his role at UP, he held positions in government agencies such as the Commission on Higher Education or CHED, where he advocated for quality education and reforms in the higher education sector. De Vera's leadership and expertise have had a significant impact on the development of higher education in the Philippines. So what are his accomplishments? He has achieved notable accomplishments in the field of higher education in the Philippines. As the president of the University of the Philippines or UP, he focused on enhancing research initiatives and academic programs to elevate the university's standing. And during his tenure at the Commission on Higher Education or CHED, he implemented reforms to improve the quality of education and ensure greater access for students across the country. De Vera's leadership has contributed to strengthening the higher education sector, empowering students and fostering innovation and excellence in academic pursuits. And what is his advocacy as an educational leader in the Philippines? He is a strong advocate for quality and accessible higher education in the Philippines. He believes in implementing reforms that enhance the standards of education while ensuring students from all backgrounds have opportunities to pursue their academic goals. And he emphasizes the importance of research and innovation in driving educational excellence and aims to create a conducive environment for learning and knowledge creation. Through his advocacy, he works towards making higher education more responsive to the needs of students and the demands of a rapidly changing world, ultimately contributing to the country's development and progression. So, what are his impacts on the people of the Philippines? Particularly in the higher education, he has been significant. Through his leadership roles in institutions like the University of the Philippines and the Commission on Higher Education, he has worked to improve the quality of education and increase access for students from diverse backgrounds. His efforts have helped elevate academic standards, promote research and innovation, and create opportunities for students to succeed in their academic pursuits. Diverse dedication to higher education has positively influenced countless individuals, empowering them with the knowledge and skills needed to contribute to the country's development. So, what is De Vera's style of leadership? De Vera's style of leadership leans towards the transformational approach. He inspires and motivates others by articulating a compelling vision for higher education in the Philippines and implementing reforms to achieve that vision. Through his leadership, De Vera fosters innovation, collaboration, and excellence in academic pursuits, driving positive change and development in the higher education sector. Now let's talk about Armen A. Luestro. Last but not the least for our local educational leaders. So is Armen Luestro. Armen A. Luestro is a Filipino educator and public servant known for his contributions to education in the Philippines. Born on December 24, 1961. He joined the De La Salle Brothers, a Catholic religious congregation, and dedicated himself to teaching and educational leadership. Luestro served as the Secretary of the Department of Education, or DepEd, in the Philippines from 2010 to 2016, where he implemented various reforms to improve the country's education system. He has focused on enhancing the quality of education, increasing access to schooling, and promoting values education. Luistro's leadership and dedication to education have earned him recognition both locally and internationally. And for his accomplishments, he has accomplished much in his role as Secretary of the Department of Education in the Philippines from 2010 to 2016. During his tenure, he implemented significant reforms aimed at improving the quality of education and increasing access to schooling for Filipino children. Luistro focused on strengthening the curriculum, enhancing teacher training programs, and providing support for schools in marginalized communities. He has also prioritized the construction of new classrooms and provision of learning materials to ensure that students have conducive learning environments. Through his efforts, Luistro made strides in advancing education in the Philippines, positively impacting the lives of millions of students and educators across the country. As for Luistro's advocacy, he advocates for quality education and accessible schooling for all Filipino children. He has emphasized the importance of providing equal opportunities for learning regardless of socio-economic background or geographic location. Luestro believes in the power of education to transform lives and communities. He has also consistently worked to improve educational standards, enhance teacher training, and promote values-based education in the Philippines. His advocacy extends to ensuring that every child has the chance to receive quality education that equips them with the knowledge and skills needed to succeed in life. As for him, his impact on the Filipino people and the education system. As Secretary of the Department of Education, he spearheaded reforms that significantly improved the quality of education and expanded access to schooling across the country. Luestro's efforts led to the construction of new classrooms and the enhancement of the teacher training programs and the implementation of curriculum improvements. Through his advocacy for values-based education, he instilled important moral and ethical principles in students. Luestro's legacy lies in his his dedication to ensuring that every Filipino child has the opportunity to receive a quality education, empowering them to reach their full potential and contribute positively to society. Now, what is his style of leadership? Luestro's leadership style aligns closely with the transformational approach. He inspires and motivates others by articulating a compelling vision for education in the Philippines and implementing meaningful reforms to achieve that vision. Luestro fosters innovation, collaboration, and excellence in academic pursuits, driving positive change and development in the education sector. While he may incorporate elements of transactional leadership in implementing specific initiatives, his overarching style focuses on inspiring, and empowering others to work towards a common goal of advancing education and creating opportunities for students. Thank you so much for listening on today's program. I have been Carlos Mendoza, and I hope to see you again next week, same time. Bye bye.